Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is Late Night Talk, episode 14. We have come a long way. It is now 14. We are now 13 more episodes in since we started the first episode. I really want to, grow a, substantial, I really want to grow a substantial, amount of community. And, we can, really make this work. Of course, leave a like and subscribe, and basically, yeah, let's talk about, you know, let's talk about the culture, you know, thing. Well, not really culture. Let's talk about the aura of this team right now. Because obviously a few days ago, if I'm not mistaken, I made a video about how, Mike McCarthy came out and said that he is fed up with the situation in Dallas, and how he basically just wants to coach football, you know. Well, when you are hired as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, it's not just about football. I mean, and but we understand the situation that he's in because he's never been in a situation like this before. But yeah, I basically talked about how with everything going on, you know, for Mike McCarthy and the fact that this is like a one final stanza for him, so to speak, this season. Um, and Jerry, speaking publicly about some of the stuff that he's saying, it's only going to make the team become even closer with Mike McCarthy. The team loves Mike McCarthy and they love to play, hard for Mike McCarthy. And I felt like it's just going to make the team become even closer and play harder for Mike McCarthy with everything going on, that they really want to win a championship now for Mike McCarthy. Not to say that the team never wanted to win a championship for him, but now with everything going on, it's serious and we need to mean business in the 2024-2025 season. Well, in a sense, the team is clearly all in for head coach Mike McCarthy, and they're truly buying into what he's selling. But unfortunately, as much as the team has had a great relationship with the coach, unfortunately there's some concerns that people might have about, the players' relationship with other players. And while we've seen those examples being out there, like D-Law coming out after the playoff game saying that the team was mentally fatigued, and Micah saying that he disagrees with what D-Law said. And then, of course, Micah also calling out D-Law for feeling like he can't, be a leader in the locker room because of D-Law's presence, And granted, I guess that doesn't have to be a negative thing. I think he's just, talking about how much he looks up to D-Law, so to speak, in the locker room. And he feels like, how can I follow that? How can I command the team with that being around? But, so I guess that's not really a negative thing. Like, he's not really like truly calling him out negatively for that. And then you got Wanye Thomas coming out talking about how the players were tired. Or no. Talking about how the defense gave up, during the game. Like, I mean, and then you got what happened a couple days ago with Malik Hooker on Keyshawn Johnson's podcast saying what he said, you know, about Micah Parsons' podcast and how he has a problem and an issue with it. And Micah tweeted out, about it, and obviously he obviously didn't take it lightly. But it's just it's really becoming harder for these players to buy in to each other, and with, like that situation. But I'm going to tell you why, Cowboys Nation, I'm going to tell you why there is no need to panic. Because I still feel like we have a lot of leaders on this team, a lot of leaders on this group, and veteran guys who, when it all boils down to what it is, when the team comes back together for Oxnard in training camp, we have guys like Dak Prescott, we have guys like D-Law who are going to be able to, keep guys in check on their sides of the ball, understanding that, hey, man, like, we got to understand what the goal in mind is set for 2024. All right. Like, we got to have a, mind, set and a goal on what we're trying to accomplish in this upcoming 2024 NFL season. And we can't have guys bickering at one another. We can't have guys pointing fingers or guys criticizing one another about certain stuff that they have going on in their personal life and their personal business. We can't allow that to hurt and destroy this locker room and destroy this team. More importantly, this defense, because really a lot of the issues that's going on right now is really, going on the defensive side of the ball. And that is huge. When your offensive guys are butting heads at one another, that's one thing. But defense, that is big. And you can't have bad aura as a defense, because I feel like aura is almost 65% of what it's all about when playing as a defensive unit. There's a difference between playing defense and playing as a unit. All right. You can do your job individually, but if y'all aren't playing as a unit, then it doesn't matter. It's all screwed up. So the fact of the matter is that we need these guys to play as a unit. We don't need these guys to just, play defense and, got certain guys on the team doing their job individually. No, we need these guys playing as a unit. And, obviously that could become a major problem if there are guys pointing fingers, bickering at one another, about what's right, what's not right, what should be, like what shouldn't be an issue and what it should be, what should be an issue. Like, a podcast. I mean, we can't allow these things to get in the way of what we're trying to do, especially not when you have a new defensive coordinator that has a new mindset and, more importantly, a new attitude. All right. So we can't have this stuff going on. So when we have guys like D Law, we have guys like Jaron Curse, and even Trayvon Diggs when he comes back, and potentially Stephon Gilmore if we could somehow be able to re-sign him. He's still not on a team, if I'm not mistaken. So you could still potentially bring him back, and that could be a leader and a guy in this group that can be able to, keep this defense glued together as well. But no, like I think that we shouldn't, panic because I still feel like we have too many leaders. We got too many guys on this team that understand, how important aura is about this team, and how that can easily be destroyed off of some of the situations and guys being, bickering at one another the way that these things have been happening. So, no, we got guys that are going to be able to make sure that these guys keep their head on straight or keep their helmet on straight. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, I said what I said about the aura about this team a few days ago and how it is strong, and how these guys are going to play for Mike McCarthy. But the aura, as far as the player's relationship with the coach, is different from the aura and the relationship between the players themselves. And one way, shape, or another, that's going to be, the train is going to be put back on track. The sail is about to be put back on course at the right time, right before training camp. Now, speaking of training camp, we have news about, not really news, but kind of news as far as Ceedee Lamb, hold out. We don't even have to say potentially or probably. No, he will hold out of training camp of whatever the duration is going to be if he is not signed to a deal, come July. And I already said that he's going to get, signed by July, right? Sometime right before training camp. So until then, I don't think that we should truly be concerned about it. Now, if we're getting close to training camp, getting real close, which is on the 22nd, of July, and we still haven't heard a word about, that the Cowboys are really starting to close in on a deal with Ceedee Lamb, then maybe we should be a little concerned, because him holding out of camps and all that stuff, mini camps, is one thing, but not having him at training camp, because at the end of the day, you need to be in football shape. There's no doubt about it. You need to be in football shape. And I understand about him doing these workouts and stuff with his trainer and wide receiver, coach that he, trains him and stuff. But that's non-contact. You got to be out there on the field in training camp where it's not a whole lot, but it's enough to at least keep you a little more preparated as far as being able to, brace for impact and being able to brace for the contact. you know, um, and not taking a hit, preparing for that for the season is definitely something that could be very important and very monumental in the long run for this season. Because we can't be having Ceedee Lamb's health possibly being at risk of because he's holding out of training camp. And then when he does get back and we do have him signed, and then, at some point during the season, then he tears his Achilles or something like that, knock on wood. Like, we can't be having that stuff happening. So we need him to be mentally and physically preparated, being in football shape. So, I expect between now and at least the 20th or 21st of July that we're going to have some type of deal being taken care of with Ceedee Lamb. Because the fact of the matter is, Jerry, pay the man. Pay the mother effing man. Please. Because as I explained about him needing to be in football shape, we need everybody being in football shape. You already saw how Zach Martin missed a little bit of time in training camp, and he finally came back for like the tail end of it, if I'm not mistaken. But he wasn't all, ready for the season, and that's why he had some injuries even in the early going. So this could be bad. This could be bad is what I will say. The aura about the team and stuff like that, no. There's no need to panic. But Ceedee Lamb not getting that contract done by the time training camp starts, that is bad. That is bad. And that would probably be, if you want to panic after that, then you know what? I don't blame you for that, because that can be very critical and monumental to hit not just the team, morale, but it can be very monumental to his health in the in-season part of the year. So, yes, we need him to have a deal and a contract being taken care of, by the time training camp starts. Otherwise, all hell will break loose if his deal's not done by then. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, don't get me wrong, we were in a similar situation like this with Ezekiel Elliott, where he held out, of course, of everything. He held out all the way until literally the tail end, right before opening day against the Giants. Right before we finally got a deal and got him signed, and he was able to, play the entire season. But this is different because Ceedee Lamb, is playing a position where I will say that, I know running backs take contact and they take punishment, but wide receivers are taking, they're taking punishment from linebackers, safeties, coming 100 miles an hour, and that one hit that might take him out of a game. So yeah, we need him to be in football shape. There's no question about it. So yeah, it didn't, impact Ezekiel Elliott a whole lot. But again, so yeah, this could very well be very impactful if he's not taken care of by training camp. So, I don't understand what's the holdup. He's obviously not under contract, at least as far as his regular contract is concerned, He's already played through his 4 years. You know, you see the numbers, you see the production. Why are you being so hard-headed about, getting this dude signed to a contract? I don't understand it. Why are you being so freaking hard-headed? So, yeah, like I said, I mean, sometime in July, he's going to get paid, and we can put this all behind us. I want this all to be, like taken care of so we can wash our hands of this situation. And then all we got to really worry about, really worry about, is Dak Prescott after that. Which I don't think I'm going to sweat that situation because Jerry's not going to let Dak Prescott go anywhere. He might let Mike McCarthy go somewhere, but I don't think he's going to let Dak Prescott go anywhere. So I'm not sweating that situation. But, yeah, that's really what it all boils down to. We need to just give us some type of hope. Not hope. Give us some type of positivity as far as like they're trying to get something worked on right now as we speak, and we should be able to we should be able to figure out the results of his contract being done sometime within a week, and it's like, okay, because look, the fact of the matter is, at this point, come tomorrow, if it's not already tomorrow already, and it's not tomorrow. It's still Sunday, but yeah, come tomorrow, it's going to be officially 3 weeks until the start of training camp. So patients are definitely wearing thin at this point. Like I said, Cowboys love to do stuff at the last minute, and they love to keep you at the edge of your seat. And for some of us, not myself, but some of us, it makes you drink sometimes when they pull some of the stunts that they do. But that's just the Joneses, So I'm just saying, obviously, as far as a fan base, patients are wearing thin as far as Ceedee Lamb's contract. But like I said, all right, we should be able to find out, things about his contract in July. And if not, I'm going to lose my effing mind. So basically, to close, I feel like the relationship, the aura between, the players and head coach Mike McCarthy is fine. Like they're in cahoots. I think the offense is fine too. But where I think, but obviously the aura and the relationship between the players on the defensive side of the ball definitely need to get checked out. And definitely one thing that I will say that I don't think we need to panic about. It's definitely something that needs to be taken care of right at this moment, but I don't think it's something that we need to panic about. Like, oh no, like drama ensuing with the Dallas Cowboys. Like, is this going to hurt the locker room? I don't think we should panic like that. But obviously, it's something that needs to be dealt with and something that will be dealt with. And, that's pretty much what needs to be said on that. And then, yeah, patients are wearing thin on the, Ceedee Lamb contract dispute situations as far as him holding out of training camp if we don't have him signed by then. And by that point, like I said, I'm going to lose my effing mind. So, patients are wearing thin in Dallas. Patients are wearing thin with CeeDee Lamb and his agent. Patience are wearing thin for this Cowboys fan base as a whole, but it is what it is. Let me know y'all's thoughts and opinions on everything that's going on. Let me know y'all's thoughts and opinions about the CeeDee Lamb situation, about the aura and relationship, between the players on the defense. Let me know what y'all feel about that. And to all my audience, to all of Cowboys Nation, this is Late Night Talk episode 14. Relatively shorter video compared to my other ones, not by much, but a little shorter. But, I just, felt like, not much really needed to be explained about the CeeDee Lamb thing. What's understood don't need to be explained. But yeah, so as I said to all my audience, to all Cowboys Nation, this is Late Night Talk episode 14, and we are